Ladies and gentlemen, we come to you live from Are Y'all Recording? Today I have with me
DevTheDoc.
And we have
WyattOfTheAfro.
And
Maya Lee, otherwise known as Janine.
And I am Thanopolis, otherwise known as Philip.
Okay.
I love it when he does that. One of my favorite things.
Welcome everybody to Are Y'all Recording. We're back again for another episode. Today it's a special week. Special week for just really one reason.
Because Valentine's Day is on Wednesday, and everyone's in love with themselves.
Fuck Valentine's Day. No.
Well, actually, I specifically released that shift so I didn't have to go and watch a bunch of couples hold hands while they're eating hamburgers.
Yeah, he tells me that, and I was like, dude, that's a big tip.
Yeah, you make some money.
Yeah, but I also don't feel like wanted to yell at somebody. It's like, stop holding your hand and hold your burger correctly.
Well, no, it's not Valentine's Day. That's
I just
not the
see
special
someone
day.
holding a burger with like one hand, the patty slipping off.
So
Barbecue sauce everywhere.
I have to hold my girlfriend's hand. Why else?
It's our special day. It's everybody's special day. Shut up. But no, that's not the special day. That's this week. This week we got Black Panther coming. It's a big friggin' deal. I'm hearing some really good news. Nothing but good news about this movie, which says a lot because usually there's some type of negative press. I'm not hearing any negative press on this movie. The embargo's been up. Reviews are up right now from a lot of people that I like to watch, but I've ignored all of them.
I gotta sit down. I gotta cool down. I gotta kind of forget about Black Panther because I've been avoiding the hype because I don't want to be disappointed. And then now nothing but good reviews. I gotta calm myself down.
That's like, I've never seen it unanimous. Not even for, say, like the Avengers, which was big when it came out. There was still some folks who were like, yeah, well, it's kind of slow, it's kind of long. We're not even getting that. There's nothing but unanimous positive reviews for this thing, and I can't help but say I'm excited. I know I have my ticket. Phil's got his ticket.
Yeah, we had a whole thing during in text form of us just freaking out about our digital tickets that we have ahead of time. So,
And I know you two are going next Monday.
Sunday.
Oh, we're all going on Sunday.
Yeah.
different theaters though.
Yeah, different theaters.
They don't like us no more.
Different
Devin.
theaters, different groups of people.
They don't like us no more, Devin.
We have cooler friends.
Wyatt, I love that face. Please make it more whenever she says that.
But, and we're not going to talk about the history of Black Panther and everything, but I feel like, oh God, I'm dying.
Black Panther's getting to him.
Calm down, Devin. Calm down.
I'm
It's
so,
okay.
I'm so excited. I'm going to die before I see the
He
movie.
doesn't have enough Black Panther. He needs more.
But the internet's a buzz, and it's crazy. The black folks that I know, because they're not geeks like the rest of us, it's all like, I know everybody's seen these memes on Facebook and stuff where folks are like, how I'm walking into Black Panther and they're in full African garb. You've never wanted to rep Africa a day in your life. But now it's like, fist up in the air.
Well, it's because Black Panther is the first black superhero.
Fuck you.
Blade, Spawn.
Meteor Man.
Oh, what was that Disney movie with the black superhero family?
Oh, that was also Robert Townsend.
I saw the meme the other day.
Oh, I can't remember the name of the movie, but God, that was so long ago. But there was a point made, because I was very much in that same vein of like, we've had all these other characters before. I watch a group of Dallas-based girls named Pretty Brown and Nerdy, and one of the girls mentioned this. It's like, yeah, we've had those characters before, and they did what they did for the time. But now that the world is the way it is, it's something completely different. And the way our culture has been dealing with things, I did that with quotes, by the way, have been dealing with things lately in the last few years. This is kind of the character that we need, and we've never seen blackness in this type of positivity, in this type of light where we have kings and queens and all this. So I get it. But the normal folk, I think they're a little bit extra with it. That's just me.
Mm.
But I think it's a little too much.
No, let him be extra. Like, I like the extraness. Like, if you're excited about something, it doesn't matter why. Like, just because those people aren't nerds or don't know anything about Black Panther, like, they see themselves being represented in media where they're not represented. So if they get excited about it, that's good. Like, it's a good thing that, you know, and that might open them up to actually looking at other characters and like coming into this world of, you know, comic book heroes and video games and, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, although comics and the movies have made it a little bit more mainstream, this might be just another step of, you know, bringing more people into the community.
Into our world.
Yeah. I
get it. And I don't want to be one of those geeks that's like, well, you don't belong here. I've been here all my life. I'm not going to be, I openly welcome, matter of fact, that's the reason why I started this show. It's because I wanted to bring our world, I say it like that, into the light because, you know, all of a sudden it's cool to be like us.
All of a sudden it is.
Yeah.
When we were younger.
I blame the Big Bang Theory.
Really?
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory made us geeks, nerds cool?
It helped.
It was between Iron Man 1 and Big Bang Theory.
Iron Man 1, I want to say. I don't want to give any credit to Big Bang Theory.
But yeah, I'm all for anybody who wants to explore that side of themselves because I've noticed that I have a tendency to bring that out in some people. But it's like, but you can't help but be a little greedy about it, be a little hipster about it. That's the best way to put it.
I was here before it was cool.
Yeah. I was digging comics before comics were cool. And you can't help it a little bit. I know I can't.
Well, I don't because I wasn't. Like, I was one of those people that kind of like, oh, like, my friends are into this. I'll see what it's about.
Yeah.
Oh, this is boring. This is lame. And then, like, after being beaten in the head with it for like 17 years.
After we beat you with the learning stick, which is like a wooden stick wrapped in comic books.
Okay. I said I'm sorry that, you know.
No. It's cool because, like, I honestly enjoy it. Like, I like the fact that when you guys are talking about stuff that you enjoy, I know what you guys are talking about. Not all the time, but I know the characters and I know, like, their backstories and stuff like that. Like, you know, I like that. So I don't blame anyone for anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, bringing out the nerd and the geek in people. It's a good thing, you know. Don't get me wrong, the nerd fan base can be a terrible place.
Most of the time.
At least we're not anime nerds.
Oh, don't get Phil started. Have you seen that? Have you seen the live action JoJo yet, Phil?
Wait, it's out?
No, I didn't watch
It's
it.
not out?
I refused to watch it. Mainly because most of the... I'm not going to get into it.
My favorite anime is Neo Yokio.
You know what?
Just because you said that, you don't deserve this big Toblerone.
We'll save anime talk for another part.
Yeah, let's save it for that, and then I can talk about how I hate live action.
We'll say because I got.
But I've heard good things about the Full Metal Alchemist, which I think is coming like next month or something to Netflix.
Yeah.
I
heard about that. I was like, yeah, I'm interested.
It looks great. It looks fantastic.
Matter of fact, next episode will be anime talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can talk all day about Full Metal Alchemist
and
how
JoJo.
Philip wants us to watch it, and I'm not watching it.
Watch the dub version with the sub. Watch the sub version.
There's nothing wrong with watching sub. We'll save it for anime
Anyways.
talk next episode.
Black Panther.
But I like what it's doing for the community. What this character could bring is what everybody's been barking about for the last 5 years in comics. Is diversity. That's a big thing. You know, because nowadays in the comics we've got Iron Man has laid down his arms and now it goes to Riri
1 second,
Williams.
guys.
Riri Williams is quitting her Ironheart.
Really?
Yeah, because and Tony he started to come back.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, they finally found his body, and well, they didn't find his body. Like the universe still is looking for him, but we've seen what he's up to. But yeah, so she gave up her suit, and I haven't been keeping up with it, but
I've been wanting to, but it's just like I can't get to the shop, and it's
Mm.
like I can read them digitally online nowadays, but it's like I enjoy holding a comic in my hand. That's just me.
So yeah, I'm actually not that sad about her leaving.
She's only been around for like a year.
Yeah, and I don't know. I never really cared for her.
It's because you're a boy.
No, because like I like Kamala Khan, and if Kamala Khan were to disappear, I'd be sad.
Yeah.
Like I really like Kamala Khan.
Yeah, she's the new Miss Marvel, and I wouldn't mind seeing her in a Phase 4 Marvel movie because that's what they seem to be pushing for is diversity in the teams as far as the movies go nowadays. Because we've got younger folks, we've got older folks, we've got black folks. It's like they were all there before, but it seems to be a really big deal now. And Black Panther is making it a big deal, but not in an overt, obvious kind of way. Because I don't know, I'm just really looking forward to this movie. It's going to be really good. And if I'm disappointed, y'all will hear about it. I plan on doing a review after we see it. So
Do you need a camera to borrow?
I think I'm just going to use my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've been calling for this movie, I said it again, for like, since Iron Man 1.
Which astonishes me because there's a huge fan base that has been craving Black Panther. There weren't black people.
Me! It was me!
No,
I think it's just because like we just expected there not to be a Black Panther movie.
Okay, I
Like
can see that.
if I always figured like if we were ever see Black Panther,
It would be whitewashed.
He'd be white. A white Black
no,
Panther.
I never expected that. I would expect him to get the War Machine or the
Okay.
Falcon treatment. He would show up in an Avengers movie. He'd be like, "I'm Black Panther and I'm here now from Wakanda," and like we wouldn't really get a great explanation why. And
I can
Well,
see that.
I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of did happen with Civil War.
And
where-
that's what I was expecting.
I was like, oh no, I've been doing the wrong thing and I'm going to change. And then now I'm part of the team. You didn't
Yeah.
expect him to get his
But I
own movie.
think his introduction was so great.
because it started the hype.
Yeah, it started the hype. Because folks were already excited that, we're getting Civil War in the first place, or a version of Civil War. And then you see that first, it was concept art. Ryan Meehan, I can't say that man's last name, but he does all the concept art for all of Marvel's movies. And they're all really good. But when you see that Black Panther suit out and he's in this really good action pose, and you're like, damn, we're getting Black Panther. And you're not expecting it to be big because it's a big ensemble movie. They're saying it's a Cap movie. It's Avengers 3.
Yeah.
And when he's introduced, you meet T'Challa and all that, and all this stuff goes down. He loses his father. But as soon as, after the Cap-Bucky fight, where Bucky's trying to get away from I forget if they were Russian police, not Russian, but...
The people, the police.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see the shadow come over, and it's a silent landing. Who the fuck is this? And it's
He just stands up.
he stands up, and it's like, holy shit, it's Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And even before that, there was the fight. No,
There was
that's
the-
after. That's after. No, but yeah.
No?
No, the fight between T'Challa
And Bucky?
And Bucky, that was after that big fight.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because I think they were still in the embassy.
No. The embassy was blown to crap.
Oh, you're right. That was during whenever Bucky was imprisoned.
After Zemo got him out,
Mhm.
with the keywords and all that. And T'Challa takes him on just as T'Challa. Doesn't need the damn suit.
Yeah.
We knew that this character was going to be something bigger
I mean,
than what we were getting.
yeah.
What?
Whenever they say, "Oh, it's my son T'Challa," everyone was like, "All right, we know who that is."
Yeah. I mean, most of us know if you're into comics, you know who T'Challa is. But it's like he doesn't seem to be anything important until the first time you see him in that suit.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless you keep up with movie news and you knew Chadwick Boseman was going to play Black Panther.
I didn't, so.
Janine's looking around like...
I'm just listening. So yeah, I'm excited. ready to go see it. We have a big weekend planned.
Mhm.
You know.
Okay, so here's a question. We all expect it to be really.
But we're going to go see it with a bunch of white people.
Well, Marcus is kind of black.
Kind of.
Kinda.
I mean, I guess genetically he's
Yeah.
kind of black.
and that's what I'm talking about. Is like the whitest of white people are very excited about this movie.
Mm.
Me! It was me!
And I think that's a good thing. That shows that at the end of the day, screw race, we're all people,
Yeah.
and we want to root for something different. We want to root for something more, because we've had. I mean, the Marvel universe has been around for 10 years, and they did kind of this class picture thing, which I thought was kind of cool. But there was no Coulson. That's the only thing that pissed me off.
Aw.
Coulson wasn't in that picture.
He died.
Well, he's got agents.
Well,
of
no.
Oh, wait. We should be recording this. Wyatt had a face, and I need to know why you had that face.
Because he died, and now he's not dead. And then Nick Fury died, and now he's not dead. And if they do that one more time, they do it one.
That's why
more
that's why
time.
we're saying that in Infinity War, someone has to go.
Doesn't mean someone's going to go.
I know, but we're saying that.
In order for this movie to have the effect that everybody's expecting it to have,
Mm.
one or two have to die. And we've had this talk of who we expect to die.
And hold on. Daredevil died.
Oh, if you've watched Defenders, spoilers for Defenders.
I haven't, so.
3 people in the universe. 3 people have escaped death. Doesn't make sense.
Loki.
4 people. I'll give.
Well, technically Cap, because he was frozen and everyone thought he was dead.
I'll let Cap pass. Frozen technically isn't dead.
And with his metabolism, it didn't really matter.
Yeah, and I'll give it to Loki because Loki
That's magic.
has magic, and part of his powers is if he dies, he comes back. But he's also a trickster, so he can.
He's also pretend to be dead like 3 or 4 times now. Thor 1, Thor 2.
Thor 3.
In the first Thor, he just kind of fell into the abyss of space.
And everyone thought he was dead. And then he
thought,
fucked.
but that
And then
didn't
he
mean
fucked off to
necessarily
bitch
died.
space.
No.
Literally fucked off to bitch space.
No, Thanos found him, and that's what started the whole spiel.
Still say that he fucked off to bitch space. It's my
See?
favorite.
Say what you want, but he's still one of the favorite Marvel villains in the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
can
just
see.
because girls want to write fanfic of him and Thor.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay because I have my own fanfic of Hell, so
Of hell?
or Hella.
Okay.
I was about to say.
Hella and Loki?
No, just Hella.
No, just by yourself.
Just by herself.
Are you sure it's not Hella and Fenrir?
I mean, say what you want. Kate Blanchett's in her mid to late 40s. Hella looked good.
Waifu of the year.
Waifu of the year.
But
Your waifu is shit.
But yeah, I mean, and I feel like this brings up a good transition, but we all know that Marvel has a tendency to have a villain problem. They've relied so much on Loki to get a lot of the universe moving that when you have characters like Malekith, who no one cared for in Thor 2,
Yeah.
Who?
I don't remember the first 2 Thors. They kind of like blurred together for me. And
How could you forget the second Thor? It has one of the Infinity Stones in it.
Oh, okay.
that we haven't seen since. But I feel like they have good villains. Hela is a good villain to me. Of course, Loki. Ego was a decent villain.
I have a very good question.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be back here. If all right, so if at the end of Thor 2, they take the ether to the Collector and give it to him.
Yes,
But in Guardians, the Collector's building exploded.
that is true.
What happened to the ether?
it died.
We'll find out. No. I don't want to say.
Because at that point, 2 Infinity Stones are in the same building.
I don't want to say because I saw a scene accidentally from Infinity War that involves the Guardians, the Collector, and Thanos. Yeah.
This is why I cut myself off 2 weeks ago from watching anything.
But we had.
Well, I've only cut myself off from Black Panther. Probably in another week, I'm gonna cut myself off from Infinity War.
We got at least one final trailer coming.
Of Black Panther?
No.
Oh.
No, of Infinity War.
We have. Do you know how?
You know how
3 weeks ago they had final trailer of Black Panther. Since then, they come out with like 2 every week.
No, there's a difference. Let me teach you a little bit about Hollywood, son. The way this works, you start off with a teaser, right? And the teaser, if cut well, doesn't give away too much. Then you have an initial theatrical trailer, which of course shows up in the theater and it gives away quite a bit of the story, just depending on how it's cut. Then there's a mid-trailer a few months down the line, and then maybe about 2 or 3 months or so before the release of the film, there's a final trailer. After that, there are spots that are spit out all over the place. Clips are being put out at least 2 or 3 weeks before the release, and that's the way Hollywood likes to do it because they want to keep you excited. If they don't have you talking about it, then they feel like the movie's going to fail. Unless you're working on Cloverfield, and then they just release it when they want to. I want this movie to open up things for the Marvel Universe that we can see in Phase 4 and beyond, because they have gotten formulaic in how they do their movies. They've changed it up a little bit depending on the character. Like, I was not expecting Thor Ragnarok to go the way that it did.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a big change, like Black Panther or not. Because of how they've changed Thor, I think we're going to see a large spectrum of movies. Because if you guys haven't seen it, the Venom trailer dropped.
Yeah,
No,
I have seen it.
See, okay, and normally I share these things with you guys.
I shouldn't say trailer. It's a teaser.
Yeah, it's so much a teaser.
I didn't share it because I didn't know how the rest of y'all were going to feel about it. Because I shared Deadpool. I had shared, which looks like it's going to be so much fun. I also shared, what else did I share? Or was it just
You know I don't read our group messages.
Yeah, I know, which makes it so hard to keep up with things with you. But
The thing about the Venom trailer is that it made me want more.
which is good.
The teaser made me
because
want more
because
of
the
it.
internet
That's the point of it.
the internet is split on this movie right now.
I didn't care for the teaser.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like the very first Spawn movie?
Spawn? No, I like Spawn, but the teaser for Venom?
Oh, for some reason I was thinking Spawn. when you
no.
said Venom.
She got a little
yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
We haven't got the Spawn
Well,
trailer yet.
I want Spawn
Yeah.
so bad.
Spawn trailer should be coming, if not at the end of this year, next
Because
year.
every time someone brings up Venom, I'm thinking
Spawn.
Yeah,
Spawn.
because they
Every
look
single
just
time.
alike.
Yeah. Every single
That's
time.
racist.
No!
I mean, I get it.
His suit's black and his suit's black.
I just
But-
Except one of them has red,
I
one of them
liked
has
the
white.
original Spawn movie. Like, a lot of people hated it and thought it was gross. And
I thought it was awesome.
I
I
loved it.
thought it was great.
And I love John Leguizamo.
I thought you didn't like clowns.
But I love that.
Okay, so I have a thing. Here.
Please don't bring it out.
All right, well,
We don't
it's-
want to see that. We're family.
and I
it's
bought
not
it.
already
Okay,
recorded.
so I bought it last night while we were at Walmart,
This is getting grosser by the second.
and I haven't opened it yet. And I bought it because I said we're all gonna try it on the podcast.
Oh, we'll do that at the end.
No, it has to be now.
No, we'll do it at the end.
Fine.
Yeah. yeah. So I didn't care for the teaser.
And I understand where you're coming from. With it being a teaser, that's what I had to keep in mind. Because like, we're not going to see Eddie Brock in full suit in a teaser. That's putting too much too soon.
Yeah. I don't know. I was expecting at least like a silhouette or something. You know.
You got the symbiote.
Yeah, you
in a
did.
canister, but you got the symbiote.
Barely. Like I think my problem was the was the cutting, the cutting and editing of the trailer, because it's the
I think some shots in that were done.
weren't done.
Yeah.
Like
Like there was one scene we were talking about earlier where in the trailer or in the teaser, so you can start calling it teaser. In the teaser, a bunch of computers and people got thrown back, and I was like, I didn't know Venom could use the Force.
and I think there's supposed to be a symbiote in that shot.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
because like for me, it was because it was a lot of the same shots. You know, you could tell they were a few seconds apart, but it was like the same shot over and over again, and like all we get are some black veins, and like that wasn't even the end of the trailer. Like there was another shot after that.
When it should have stopped there.
Yeah, and I was like,
That shit's bad.
yeah. I was like, I wouldn't have edited.
You say if you're
that way.
gonna cut it and you want people to be interested, you would have stopped when he's seizing up and you see the black veins coming up his neck.
Yeah,
And then,
I would have went even further than that. You know, where even if he's getting sharp teeth or something like that,
just to give some semblance
yeah.
of Venom coming.
because all it looks like is he's had a tattoo and it's being sucked out by the MRI. You know, like did it not look like that? Like it was just kind of sort of there.
It was faint, and if you're not paying attention, it just looks like a guy having a seizure.
Yeah,
Which can keep normal folks from being excited about. I see it.
I would have like a further stage where it's coming up on his face or something like that.
the black goo.
I wouldn't mind seeing some concept work, just so I get a semblance of what they're trying to do with the character. But I don't think we'll get anything until that main trailer drops.
But speaking of that, I want to talk about a big problem Marvel is having right now, and that's too many movies.
We're at 20.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
We're at 19 in 10 years.
Yeah, because I'm okay with having 2 a year. I think I'm okay with having 3 a year, right? But this year we have Black Panther, then we have Infinity War, Deadpool.
Even though it's still technically Fox, but
Yeah, but it's a Marvel movie. Deadpool,
Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ant-Man and Wasp.
That's this year.
That's this year,
Mm-hmm.
and then Venom. That's
Venom's this year.
Yeah, Venom
is this year.
So they're dropping a trailer late. They should have dropped the trailer months ago.
Yeah.
Also, you're forgetting about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. I guess I have to count that because of if I'm going to count Deadpool, I got to count that. I was letting it slide a little more because it's a cartoon instead of live action, but it is going to be a theater release. So
So technically, that's 6 Marvel in 1 year.
6 Marvel movies, and we've only got February trailers right now. So later on in the year, we could potentially get another trailer for another Marvel movie.
Oh, there's no potential that will happen because I feel like at the end of Infinity War, we will either get, because they're still shooting Part 4 now, but they should be done around the time, at least with principal photography, from when Infinity War comes out, which means they will have something cut for an after credit scene. I promise you that.
Well, the after credit scene is okay, but I'm talking like a whole new movie releasing this year.
That we don't know is down the line.
Yeah. Like we know it's down the line, but don't know when it's coming out, you know?
Like we may get something for Captain Marvel. I almost guarantee we'll get something for Captain Marvel.
I hope that's not this year. I'm sitting here expecting it to be next year.
To be of January of next year.
Captain Marvel is next year.
Captain Marvel is next year?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
we'll get Captain Marvel and Part 4 next year.
I'm just hoping we don't get a 7th Marvel movie this year.
We shouldn't. Marvel's pretty. They're pretty big about letting fans know what's going on. They don't keep a lot of things too close to the vest.
Because not only that, we're also getting by the way, I'm super hyped about Cloak and Dagger, but we're getting Cloak and Dagger this year as well.
I'm still on the fence about Cloak and Dagger.
Actually, I don't know anything about it, but I did see the trailer for it, and I want to see it. And it's not just because it's an interracial couple.
They're younger than I was expecting them to be. They're like high school kids, maybe college kids.
I mean, because they're like that in the comics, though. Or when they initially get their powers, they're pretty young.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I've only seen them. They look like grown ass people to me. They look like they pay taxes.
I think in the comics when they get their powers, they're in their late teens. So this is roughly about that time. It's just folks look a lot younger nowadays. Well, they could be midway through high school with these two, but I'm still iffy on Cloak and Dagger, but I'm more into it because I enjoyed Runaways.
Oh shit! You know what? Not only are we getting Cloak and Dagger, we're getting Jessica Jones 2 this year as well.
Yay!
Next month.
Next month?
Holy crap!
Yes. It's hard to keep up. I know, it's just so much. But yeah, Jessica Jones is next month. That's another trailer that dropped during the Super Bowl.
So Marvel has a worse problem than I thought.
They're pumping out too much too soon.
Yeah.
Too much content.
But here's the thing, and they could take some time off and still be pertinent. They could still be important because they've established themselves, but they don't want to. The only thing that I fear is that they keep pumping things out the way they do, then the content won't be as good down the line because it's like, oh, we need to get a movie out this month.
And that's part of the thing I'm thinking is that everything's going to change quite a bit. Because even with Venom, I think it's going to have a much different tone than the rest of the cinematic universe. Because even the teaser is borderline horror movie. You know?
So I think it's not necessarily a bad thing then. So they have all of these movies coming out, and you think it's too many, but if they're all different genres.
New Mutants comes out this year.
No. They pushed it back.
Oh, okay.
They pushed because I remember getting the news. They pushed New Mutants back, and they pushed Deadpool up.
Okay.
So I think they pushed New Mutants back to next year. And I was like, oh, I wanted to see that.
Yeah. So like, if all these movies are different genres, like, so the people going to see Deadpool. You know, well, okay, those people are probably seeing the rest of Marvel, but not everyone that goes to see a Captain America movie is going to go see a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing. They just need to be careful.
Until we really, really start to suffer from superhero fatigue.
Because like I would love. It would be absolutely amazing if they started giving the cinematic universe to other directors, other writers and other directors.
Because the Russos can't do everything.
Yeah. If we had such a diversity and, non-continuity as the comic books.
That's what DC's trying to do.
DC? Is trying to come out with so many superhero movies that it's like a comic book stuff.
No, I guess I haven't told y'all this, but they're trying to venture away from the ultra connected universe because Marvel's got that thing unlocked. They realize that.
Oh, all right.
So they're doing all these other spin-off type films. Like we're getting another Suicide Squad. We're getting like 2 or 3 other Harley movies. There's a Joker standalone film, which I just heard news that they're trying to get Joaquin Phoenix to play Joker. And I'm like, Joaquin Phoenix? What?
Leto didn't work. Let's try someone new.
Yeah, and it's like these movies aren't necessarily interconnected.
You guys, I did not hate Jared Leto as the Joker.
Neither did I.
I love Jared Leto.
I don't understand why people were hating on us so
I think the reason why is because
and I love that laugh.
Does the Joker seem like the kind of person that would sit in a chair and let you tattoo him for hours?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if it's Harley, maybe, but yeah.
This is my problem with how most folks saw him negatively. This is a different Joker for a different time. That's why I don't hate Man of Steel, because he's a Superman for a different time. He's supposed to be this timeless, idyllic character, but
he's pretty dated.
He's pretty dated because not everybody.
That was a much different America back then.
Exactly. So you have to let your characters grow and change with the time. Otherwise, they seem dated. They don't work. And I'm fine with this gangster Joker that we got in Suicide Squad. I'm mad that they didn't use him the way that they should have.
Yeah.
But I was perfectly fine with this character. He's a little off kilter. He's obsessed with Harley, just as obsessed as she is with him. So it's a terrible love that I want to speak on real quick. For those girls out there who want that jokey Harley relationships, what the hell is wrong with you? He abuses that woman.
He actively abuses her.
Anyway, back on point. I was fine with that. Jared Leto's look. I liked his look. I love that laugh. It's different enough from Heath Ledger's Joker, but still kind of the same.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail that, but I was into Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, because, and I think the scene that sealed it for me, if you haven't seen Suicide Squad yet, get it together. The scene where they're at the pit, and he's like, will you die for me? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, no. He's like, wait, no. Will you live for me? And then she jumps and he walks away. Like he was damn near ready, just like, oh, fuck it, she's crazy. I don't need this shit. But then
I want a crazy girl, she gonna kill me.
Fuck that, she got a gun.
But then something clicks and he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm way too into this girl. And then he dives in for her. That's a dangerous, beautiful love, and I like that song from Kehlani, Gangsta, in that scene, because it plays off so well. Well shot. Thank you, David.
Yeah, don't romanticize that shit.
Yeah. Don't. That is a terrible relationship, but it's good to see on screen.
So yeah, like eventually I would like for Marvel where just like the comics, I can go to the movies, choose what I want to see, So like I'm not really that into Nova, And I think we're getting a Nova Corps, right?
No, I don't think we're getting a Nova Corps.
We're not?
No, I mean, because with the whole Captain Marvel thing, we're dealing with the Kree and...
Okay. I thought I saw some concept for Nova. But yeah, like...
But we're getting Skrulls.
But like, let's say they come out with like a Nova movie. I'm not into Nova. I would like to be able to go see, Miles Morales, go see Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and maybe that's all I choose to see. Maybe Captain America, new Iron Man comes out, whoever else. I would like to be able to go see them, but every decade or so they decide to have a Infinity War kind of event where all of the movies kind of tie in. Then I can go and
play catch up if you want to.
Yeah,
not like feel like it's mandatory that I need to be in the theater.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to do catch up. I would just be like, okay, so we have an event going on, meaning Captain Marvel number 6, more superheroes. Give me some superheroes. Submariner number 8. I know I need.
Namor.
Wow, Submariner. I don't know with this merger. We could get anybody at this point. So
maybe I need to see Fantastic Four number 2. All those combine into.
Was the Phantom Marvel?
Yeah. No, the Phantom is an independent comic.
Oh, he needs to be there too.
Why not? Right.
Why not?
But yeah, I'd like to be like, all right, I know what movies I need to watch to be caught up on this big 3-part event movie. Okay. Then after that's over, I can go back to choosing which superheroes I want to watch. Well,
I can see how it's like overwhelming for people who haven't gotten into it yet. And they're like, oh, well, if I want to see and understand this movie, I have to go back and watch, the 15 ones before and the Netflix shows. And like, nobody has time to sit down and do all that shit.
That's got to be at least 100 hours of content.
Yeah.
Only?
I said at least.
No, he said at least.
Because that first season of Daredevil was hard to get through.
Not for me.
It was difficult.
I found it a little difficult to get through.
But season 2 was fun.
Yeah,
I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch any of
the Netflix show.
Except for most of Luke Cage.
By the way, they just finished filming Luke Cage 2.
They did, because Mike Coulter brought that up in an interview at Black Panther premiere.
Yeah, and it's we're probably getting into Heroes for Hire,
which is going to be really cool.
Oh, guess you gotta watch the rest of Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. You don't really need to watch Iron Fist.
I don't think anyone wants to watch Iron Fist.
You do need to watch Iron Fist. I just won't suggest that you watch Iron Fist.
I'm going to defend Iron Fist just a little bit.
Just a little bit, not entirely.
Let me defend this entitled little prick.
That's exactly what he was. He whined a lot, but the character's growing.
I heard it best on Facebook. Someone I knew said his superpower is white privilege.
He's not wrong. They're not wrong, because he gets to the point like, okay, I'm living in this different world that I didn't know about, so I need to use what aspects I do have to my advantage. Oh, I'm rich. I guess I should start using that. Not the fact that I'm a master martial artist and I've got this glowing hand which can punch through damn near anything. It was disappointing, because that was one of the shows I was really looking forward to when they announced this whole Defenders block.
Like I was really looking forward to it,
but we got Colleen Wing, which she's cool when she's not pining over Danny.
They deserve each other.
But you need to get into the Netflix shows. I would advise Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they're doing so much so different right now that if you weren't into
they have
Agents of
the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ghost Rider.
That was a good half of the season. But if you weren't watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the beginning, don't try now. There's so much going on. They just came back from Venturing in Time.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that the new? Is that the new Doctor Who?
I was just about to say, are they Doctor Who now?
No, they have this thing where every half of the season they do something different. Like one half of the season was the Ghost Rider half, and then the second season was called LMD, which is Life Model Decoy.
Oh, they went into that?
Yes, which was pretty cool. And then this last season,
is that why Nick Fury showed up?
No, Nick Fury showed up years ago.
Oh, okay.
This was like at the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. type stuff. Like S.H.I.E.L.D. went down in the movies. He popped up to help Fitz and Simmons because they were dying in the show. That was an important part of one season, was the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's like, they're connected to the movie universe, but they are seriously their own thing. You don't have to watch
Agents of
S.H.I.E.L.D. unless you just love Coulson. Much respect to Coulson. Because without him, this Marvel universe means nothing when you look at it at the end of the day. If Coulson hadn't died...
But he didn't.
If Coulson hadn't died, we wouldn't have an Avengers team. Maybe. He was the inspiration for them to actually get their shit together. And
Coulson just to like resurface in the movies, and everyone just look at him and go,
that's what everybody wants.
what the fuck?
Where the fuck have you been the last
And then he just gets the shit kicked out of him by both Iron Man and Captain America.
I know.
We went through shit because of you.
I still have your bloody card.
Throw it in the trash. Set the trash on fire.
And it's like, I would love to see Coulson back in the movies, but I don't think it'll happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
If he popped up in Avengers, Infinity War, I predict if that were to happen, everybody's on their feet. Clapping. There are people crying over in this corner. That guy's throwing up because he can't believe he just got Coulson. This is my prediction. If Coulson were to pop up in Infinity War, that's exactly what would happen.
And make out with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Coulson, how do you come back? Infinity Stones.
I was just about to say.
Let's go do this.
Yeah, the time stone. He went back in time and got me.
Which he shouldn't know anything about, because the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have not been dealing with the Infinity Stone.
Okay, so I have a question. Why are all of these stories about magical stones? Because like there's all these stones, right, in the Marvel universe, but then like Transformers, they're like after this stone. hold on. In like all of Sailor Moon, they're trying to find this fucking crystal, which is a stone. And it's just, there's a lot of stories about people trying to find some fucking stones.
They really like rocks.
Yeah.
No, I feel like gems and stones,
They're the same thing.
yeah, but they're a great use if you want to put magic into your universe.
It's an easy holdable object.
Oh, okay.
You need easy holdable object that you can easily explain magic into, right? Like,
Because it's like, if you have, it's cool to have a scepter, But if there's a magical stone in
Yeah.
it, that makes it that much more important.
Because as soon as you make something that has to be man-made, it suddenly needs a backstory, right? So if you have a scepter, who crafted the scepter? You know, you have Thor's magic hammer. Who crafted Thor's magic hammer?
A bunch of dwarves and shit like that. I want like a story to be like, oh, I have this magic sword. What's the backstory? I just made it. It's no need to. I just felt like
some watery tart.
Some watery tart threw it at me. I was like, all right, I'll take it.
Watch me bring this sucker full circle. So we're up to 5 Infinity Stones. We're down to the last one. Black Panther is the last film before Infinity War, and it's the Soul Gem.
God damn it!
If we couldn't get any blacker,
no. It's like the sudden realization that we all had was like, oh, this is really great.
But
actually, I saw a theory out there. Whenever the first Infinity War trailer dropped, that there was a scene with Doctor Strange, Wong, and Iron Man, Tony Stark, out of the suit.
In the Sanctum?
No, they were in the street.
Oh,
and Doctor Strange didn't have the Eye of Agamotto on him, and time was stopped, but only Tony was moving. And they were saying that whenever he crafted the new arc in his chest, when he made the new element in Iron Man 2, he actually created the new Infinity Stone.
That's an interesting one. Especially considering what this stone is. That makes no sense whatsoever.
I guess we'll just have to find out.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting theory out there, but that's...
See, the big theory that I'm hearing for this last gem is there's a scene in Black Panther where he's speaking to like these silhouettes of panthers in the trees, and it's his connection to the Soul Gem. Like Wakanda has the Soul Gem is the reason why he can speak to his ancestors in that scene. See, that makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Okay.
That's cooler what you told me, but this one makes more sense for the sake of that gem.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder if he's going to become the god of death.
Black Panther?
Yeah, because he does in the comics.
He's the god of death.
Okay.
He ends up stepping down from being king. His sister takes over.
Yeah, Shuri takes over, which apparently she becomes a big deal later on.
Yeah. Yeah, so because only the leader of Wakanda can be the Black Panther, so, T'Challa doesn't have his powers. So he approaches Bastet, and she's like, all right, I can make you a king, but you'll be king of all of the dead Black Panthers and everyone who's died in Wakanda.
You're saying that this man from Africa went to an Egyptian goddess to become the god of death?
I mean, you didn't know that, Wakanda and Egypt like next door neighbors?
No one knows where Wakanda is.
Exactly. It actually just floats around.
It's just like some sort of floating castle.
Like in that Thor no.
Wakanda is actually in Wisconsin. Just floating above it. So high it doesn't even cast a shadow. I still have those things that we gotta try.
Yeah, go ahead and bring those up.
Okay. Devin, you have to try one as well.
What the heck is this?
Cocaine.
No.
I bought it at Walmart.
They sell cocaine by the ounce.
Only in Texas, where you can get guns, cocaine,
and alcohol at the same store.
In the same store. Thanks, Walmart. By the way, we're not sponsored by Walmart.
We're not sponsored by anything.
Sponsored by Walmart.
I'm really not. I'm not looking forward to this.
No, you don't think it's gonna be magical?
You motherfucker, you're the one who told me to get it.
I know.
You're the one who said you suggested it.
Oh, I guess while we're waiting on this, if you haven't realized, after almost an hour, we don't have Caitlin with us. She's out on a. What is she doing?
She's being a white girl in the woods.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Caitlin's out camping. Don't die.
Come back with all your limbs.
Okay, so it's a popsicle.
Yeah.
It's a popsicle.
What's so special about this popsicle?
I'll tell you once we all try it.
It smells exactly how you would expect this to smell.
Is this a watermelon popsicle? God damn it. Is that what this is? Is this a watermelon Pop-Tart?
It's a Jolly Rancher watermelon Pop-Tart. And don't blame us. It wasn't the lighter shade of brown people. It was Wyatt.
I chose the watermelon one.
All I had to do was smell it. I was like, is this fucking watermelon?
Because it was between watermelon and green apple, and I figured green apple would taste exactly like I think it would taste.
The Jolly Rancher green apple. Well, there's also like
It
the cherry
actually
ones.
isn't that bad. It's pretty sweet. It tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
I'm mad at myself that I recognized it was watermelon.
Well, it doesn't help the fact that the fucking icing on it is green and
I wasn't
red.
even thinking about that because it's like Pop-Tarts are Pop-Tarts.
It's pretty good.
Now comes
No,
the eating
bad.
portion of the podcast.
I thought it was gonna be god awful.
I thought it was going to be awful.
I also thought it was going to be awful.
Yeah,
Devin?
It is what it is. It's a Pop-Tart. I don't like Pop-Tarts anymore.
But it does taste vaguely like a...
Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
It smells straight up like a fresh Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
But-
I'm not chewing with the mic anymore. This thing picks up everything. It wasn't bad. So we started out black and we ended black.
Speaking of eating in the mics, black ASMR.
What?
I saw some black ASMR the other day.
That-
So
That's-
Wyatt showed me this video.
That's actually our next venture. by the
It's
way.
3 people sitting at a table eating some damn chicken.
Oh my god.
Oh, so you hear all the crunching.
They're eating like
all the
I don't know
snacking.
if it was like a KFC or something, or I don't know, but they were like eating mashed potatoes and you know, I don't know, just chicken.
And mashed potatoes, fried chicken, the whole bit.
Yeah, that's gonna be our next ventures.
Well,
Well, we're a mixed family, so it's kind of like, well, that would be one hell of a layout. There's like
There's tacos.
tacos over here, and then fried chicken over here. I don't know what Kayla would bring to the table.
a casserole. She'd call it a bake though.
A bake.
I hate that shit.
Is that what they call it?
So like you're scrolling down Facebook and stuff, and they come, they call it like a cheesy tater tot bake or eggs and whatever bake, and it's like, bro, it's a fucking casserole. Call it a casserole. You're not making it any less white by calling it a bake. It's not cool. It's not hip. It's a fucking casserole.
I showed Devin this. There was that guy Kev on stage
Oh, I love Kayla Stage.
during Thanksgiving. Some news station put out a video of them making macaroni and cheese, and he was like,
That was not macaroni.
he was getting so mad. He's like, first of all, you put Gruyere in there.
What's wrong with just cheddar?
Second of all, they never put it in the oven.
It's weird. That was not mac and cheese.
I know.
And we're not gonna sit here and bash white folks. For
Yeah, we're not gonna sit here and bash my other half.
I like your hamburgers and hot dogs.
But y'all love our fried chicken. Speaking of, kind of hungry.
You just ate a Pop-Tart.
It's all right. I'm tired of sweet stuff. We had donuts before we started. So.
Yeah, and then we had watermelon Pop-Tarts.
I'm so mad that all I did was smell it. I was like, that smells familiar. This is what's going through my head. That smells familiar. Is this fucking watermelon? So I'm slightly ashamed that even though I classify myself as nerd and not black,
But you can't be both.
no, I am a black nerd.
I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Oh, who said something? I think it was Raven Simone.
Oh, yeah.
When she said that she wasn't black or that she was American. It's like, oh, let's not get started on that. But this was fun. This was good. We all will be catching Black Panther later in the week.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
I I would have Phil take us out, but he wouldn't be able to keep it up.
I'm not gonna be able to keep that up.
But hopefully Black Panther is going to be good stuff, and it does really good stuff for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I hope everybody had a good time.
Yeah, had a good time.
Awesome sauce.
Had some
Can't wait for more.
watermelon Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
And we ventured off like we usually do, but we kept it in decent time. So
Another way, I guess I gotta make a review of these Pop Tarts. 7 out of 10.
What eat again?
Yeah.
So
really
my
good.
favorite flavor Pop-Tart is usually just like the brown sugar.
Yeah.
Pop-Tart is like kind of plain. This was really sweet and really fruity, but I still give it like, I don't know, like an 8 out of 10. It's still pretty good.
I'm on the same boat as y'all. I would give it like maybe like 6.5 out of 10.
It's pretty low though. It's pretty good,
It's about half.
it's average, a
Mm.
little above average.
Yeah.
I guess.
What about you?
A Pop-Tart's a Pop-Tart. It gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me.
He doesn't want to like it because it's watermelon.
I don't. I'm perpetuating a stereotype. I don't like it.
I have some
Black
brown
Panther
sugar.
is coming out, don't you know?
Who has the soul gem in Africa?
But
Oh, god damn it, Devin.
what?
Our texts that we were having.
What's wrong?
You said, why is it taking so long?
Oh,
I was like, I just want to watch the Soul Chain Awards
this conversation's getting blacker and blacker.
during our Black Panther conversation.
Either way, everybody go to the movies. Don't watch it on your Fire Stick. Go to the movies. Go see Black Panther. Support it because it's going to be good. It's going to be a fun time. Matter of fact, Black Panther starts our movie season. So we're going to be busy for movies starting from here.
Is that every single month?
Every single month there's something Marvel related until August, I think.
So we get those trailers in 2 months from now.
But yeah, again, I'm DevTheDoc.
I'm WyattOfTheAfro.
I'm Miley or Janine or whatever you want to call me because I have too many names.
Okay, Paula.
Paula.
And I am Denopolis, also known as Phil.
All of our plucky stuff is down in the description below. I'm pointing at my dick again. And so is Wyatt.
Below me.
It's down there. Hey, just scroll down. All of our stuff's
By the
in
way,
there.
we're all pointing, but there's nothing to show us
We
pointing.
can't help it. It's the one girl in the group right now is just like
You're all idiots.
I'm
It's
not
just-
pointing at my dick.
Yeah,
Point
because
at your dick.
she's at that point she'd be pointing at like an angle next to her.
But just a quick announcement. So Wyatt and I will not be present for the next podcast because we're going to be in Lubbock, trying to sell our art to some,
so y'all
some
got a
people.
con in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we got a convention. It's our first convention of the year, 2018. So, yeah.
If you're in Lubbock,
Yeah.
If you're in Lubbock,
look up OctoKing Studios and buy some stuff.
Buy some art. Buy some beer. Some burrs.
Burrs.
This said there should be
Burrs.
some angry bears.
Grump bears.
Grumpy bears. And
Buff
Are you
bunnies.
taking buff bunnies?
I think I have 2 buff bunnies left.
Okay.
so
No, I have 3. I have the wrestling one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
Are you putting out anything new?
No, not this time.
Not this time. Okay.
Nope. We've got some art for you. Come buy it. Yeah.
all right.
And hopefully they're also plugging the show so we can have fans in Lubbock too.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, you like what we're doing here? Just slide a card all nice. Like, listen to us talk about stuff too.
Listen to us be assholes to each other.
Yep. That's about it.
All right.
But alright, have a good time, and y'all continue to be awesome, be nerdy. I'm gonna come up with a good sign off one day.
I guess that's a good one. A good note to leave.
I hate you.
I was stretching.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.